Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you haven't already, please subscribe because you'll miss out on lots of crafty and sewing tutorials. I'm also on Instagram at Carrie Can Make It, so make sure you head over there and give me a follow. Today's tutorial we're going to be making this adorable cute drawstring bag made out of fabric, and what is great about this project is that it's great for beginners. It will open your horizons to making different types of gift wrap, so you don't have to go out to the shops and buy normal wrapping paper, and also you can customise it to the gift that you're making. You can make it in various sizes and you can really go to town on it. You can applique the front, you can use the fabrics to match the gift that you've made, or if you've just bought little things like nail polishes and stuff, you can put them inside, and the best of all, they're reusable, so you don't have to throw them away. It's good for the planet and it's great for you to get crafty at home. So let me tell you what you need to make this. So this is what you're going to need for your project. You're going to want some fabric that you love, and I've chosen this Craft Cotton Company red snowflake fat quarter, and that is more than enough to make a small drawstring bag. You're going to need a fabric marker and a ruler or a tape measure or something that you can mark out onto your fabric. Importantly, you're going to need a safety pin, because we're going to use this for the drawstring element. And to make the drawstring, you can use anything you like, from ribbon to yarn to anything that will fit through the gap, but I've used this t-shirt yarn and I just love it because I've got plenty of it and it's going to complement my fabric. You'll need your scissors and some pins, and of course a sewing machine, and I'm using my beautiful Janome Atelier 9. So let's get to it. Okay, so I've cut out two rectangles, both in the same fabric choice, and I've gone for about 8 inches by 11 inches approximately, but you can make them any size you want. The trick is to have a rectangle, so have two sides shorter than the other. Now I've given them a press, but the first thing we need to do is to just press the top edge just over by 1 centimetre. Just give that a good press. And repeat with the other piece. And then we are going to top stitch along that edge. So I'm now going to take it to the sewing machine, and I'm going to lower the presser foot, insert my needle and just back tack at the front. And on my Janome machine, I've just used the straight stitch. And then use my thread cutter. And you'll see that's done a straight stitch along the top. I'm going to repeat it with the other side. Lower the presser foot, insert the needle, back tack at the front, and go all the way across. And then use the thread cutter. And then we'll have two pieces that look the same. And then what we need to do is the same thing again, but press over by 1 inch on both pieces, press it, and again top stitch to the bottom edge all the way across. Okay, so we took it back to the sewing machine, and we're going to sew as close to this edge as possible. Again with a straight stitch. This will be visible from the right side, so I've used a grey fabric just so you can see it on film, but I would choose a complementary thread. Or a glittery metallic would look even nicer. It is Christmas after all. And what we've created here is the casing that's going to put the elastic through, or your yarn, or whatever it is that you choose to be your drawstring. That will just go through there. And now we've put right sides together and we've got our channels for where our yarn's going to go through. We need to secure it with some pins because we're going to sew round it now to create the actual bag. So just a few will do it. And then with your fabric marker, we're just going to mark where we're going to start and stop, which is just at the top of here. We don't want to go over that channel that we've just made. So we're going to stitch from here all the way down, pivot at the corner, go all the way across, pivot and go all the way up. Okay, so we're going to put the needle down and we're going to back tack at the front to secure the stitch. I'm just doing a normal 1 centimetre seam allowance. Removing the pins as you go, and then when you get to the corner, just lift your presser foot up, pivot and continue. Seam that marker there and reverse to secure your stitch and press the thread cutter. And now the bag is joined together. And what we're going to do is clip the corners, so we've got nice sharp corners, and trim the seam allowance. Now if you wanted to be super smart, you could use an overlocker to stop it threading, your pinking shears, an overcasting stitch on your sewing machine, or you could leave it raw. So I'm just going to trim them. 1, 2, and I'm going to reduce the seam allowance here along the bottom. And then I'm going to turn it out the right way and give it a really good press. Help poke out the corners, you could use a knitting needle, your scissors, or just your finger. All helps with giving it a professional finish. So now we're giving it a good press with the steam iron. As you can see here, it's looking really good. Now when it comes to your casing, your elastic or your ribbon or your yarn like I'm using, what you're going to do is go 2.5 times the width of the bag. So 1, 2, 3, and then give it a good trim. This is going to make sure that it can do a nice drawstring on each edge. So then cut the same again. And now we need to get the safety pin and attach it to one end of your ribbon, and then find the opening of your bag. And this is a little bit tricky, so you need to make sure it's all apart. So push it through one of the holes and thread it through, holding onto the paper clip, safety pin, sorry, as you go. Try not to lose it. As soon as it's gone in, it will be quite easy just to pull all the way through. Keep going till you reach the other side. And then it will poke out this end. Pull it through, be careful not to get it all the way out. And then we're going to go back in through that gap until we get to the other side. And we're approaching the next opening. So we can pull that out gently. And you'll see it all starting to bunch up. So then we're going to remove the safety pin and pull it out. So you'll see that that's created one half of the drawstring. Now we're going to tie a knot in the bag. So open it back up to find out where it rests, and then put a knot in it, so then it will never undo itself. So we need to repeat this with the second piece of yarn. So I've attached the safety pin to the end, and on the drawstring bag, this is where the knot is. We need to go in through the opposite end, so through it all the way round to that side, and then to tie the knot again, and then we'll have the drawstring. So I'll meet you back here in a second. And now we've come to the end, and we have now created the drawstring bag. So you just literally, to open it, you pull it open, and because we put the knot either side, it's not going to undo. So there you have it. You can make these in all sorts of sizes. You could applique on the front, you could put someone's name, you can really go to town and get super creative. Congratulations, you have now made a drawstring bag. Wasn't that a really fun project? I hope you enjoyed making it as much as I enjoyed showing you how to make it. And make sure you tag me in all of your makes on Instagram at Carrie Can Make It, and I'll share them as much as I can. If you want to get in touch with me for any more further advice, then drop me a direct message and I'll try and get back to you. So again, thank you for watching, and make sure you stick around for the next crafty tutorial.